Hey guys, welcome again to our weekly beginner Amazon Zoom. And tonight we're going to do our usual product research and Q&A. But before I start the Zoom, I want to ask you guys again to share, if you guys don't mind, like some wins from the past week. It could be Amazon related. It could be about your business, your career, family, health, and the wins can be big or small. So who wants to start?
Can you hear me okay?
Happy Valentine's, by the way. I forgot it's Valentine's today. No wonder no
Happy
one.
Valentine's.
Go ahead, Jerry.
Um, I reset the prices for that inventory I was telling you about that got stuck.
Nice. Okay.
I know 6 of them went out. I think one got refunded, got returned, but they pretty much got cleared out.
Nice. It's
So
good.
that helped out a lot when you tell me to adjust the price. I didn't even think about that actually. When I changed it, they moved quickly.
Nice. Yes. Good. It's a good win. And that's why I really recommend having a repricer, because imagine having a software, right, that reprices your products for you 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
So you're
Yeah,
always
I'm gonna have
getting
to get
sale.
that.
Huh?
I'm gonna have to get that.
Right. Yeah, but I mean, in the beginning, you can manually just do it yourself, right? Yeah, because once your product or once the price hits a buy box, it's like having it on steroids, right? You get all the sales like right away.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's why we always try to get the buy box, because once you get it, even for like a few, hours or minutes, you get a bunch of sales until the buy box moves to like another seller. So it's good, Jerry. It's awesome.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Does anyone else want to share? Want to share, Brian? I was gonna pick people.
Uh, yeah, I mean, just a super small win. I got a shipment delivered to the prep center and a couple items were broken. And so
Oh,
I
really?
just, yeah, I just messaged the supplier and they just refunded it
Oh,
without
that's okay.
having to return it.
That's good. Because now you're
Yeah,
learning, right? The daily task, right? The
right.
content selling. So
Yeah,
there's gonna be some returns, some broken products. Sometimes it's very
Yeah.
minimal, but it's just good to learn it, right? And that way you know how to handle it when it happens again. So
yeah, exactly.
yeah, it's good, bro. Congrats, man. It's awesome. Anyone else want to share?
I have a win from like this week and kind of half of last week. So I had to reactivate my account because I hadn't sold anything for a while.
Mm.
And like that whole process of like the passport and ID and names and stuff has always been like kind of a long one for me. At least it was the first time. And so the second time kind of around was similar. However, this time it actually ended up being a lot quicker than I expected it to be. So that was really cool. And
Nice.
then yeah, I was waiting on some extra cash to come through to kind of get the ball rolling again, and it came, and so I'm excited.
Nice. That's awesome. Congrats.
Thank you.
I love it. It's a big win. Because now we have a store, right, to run. So
What did you say? Yeah.
now
Now
we
we have
have
a
a store
store.
to use. Yeah. That's the main thing about this, right? Just having a store. So it's a good win. It's awesome. All right. Anyone else want to share? No, we're good? Okay. That's fine. Now we can do product research. I know it's boring. I know, but the more you see it, right? The easier it gets. So you guys agree? It's very boring and repetitive, but I feel like this is
Absolutely.
the only way to learn. Like keep seeing it, over and over again. And that way it clicks in your head. That way when you're on your own doing your own product research, it's easier, right? So all right, so product research, I'm gonna talk very basic. So people in our group use our 18 product list. So it's a list of ungated and gated products. It's shared with 10 people. It's a good place for beginners to start because it's very affordable, right? It's a good place for you to start your business and just learn the basics of the business. And then from there, usually people upgrade to the VA list, which means they hire a virtual assistant to give them products that are exclusive to them. And the good thing about this is the products are just for you. The bad thing is it's more what's the word? More expensive. So as a beginner, it's not the best option for you because you're gonna have to fork out more money to get leads. And of course, as a beginner, you want to be efficient with your capital, right? So again, if you're a beginner, use the 18 list. And then later, once you get some money coming from the business, you can upgrade to a VA list to get more better leads. And then some people, they do their own product research. It's very time consuming, but it works. So these people manually search products online on the internet. And these products are exclusive to you. So it's good because these are the products that you find yourself. And these are the best products because you found it yourself and it's only for you, right? And then some people in the group do RA, which is retail arbitrage. So they go to stores like Walmart, Target, Home Depot, Lowe's, Petco, Costco, Sam's Club, and they manually source products in the store, and they ship it straight to Amazon, right? So different people do different strategies, but a list would look very similar. So it's a list that looks like this on a sheet with an Amazon product name, Amazon link, supplier link, right? And then what we do is we open up the Amazon product page and the supplier page. And then if you're really new, you would have to set up your seller amp, right? So go to your seller amp, go to settings. And then under additional cost, right there, you put 165 or 265 because we're paying 165 for the prep center to pack your products per unit, and we're paying about $1 or less for the prep center to ship our products to Amazon, right? So here we put 265, $1 plus 165 is 265. And then here under miscellaneous, we put 0% because we're using a tax-free prep center, right? So there's that, and then you save. Make sure you do this part, by the way, if you're a beginner, because you know your numbers are going to be off if you don't plug in the cost, right, of your prep and shipping. So
Hey,
you guys got
Louis,
that,
real
right?
quick.
Go ahead.
At the last couple meetings ago, like when we had, I forgot her name. What was her name? The like you're in her group. You're in her. She has a group, a Discord that you pay for.
Oh, Noel.
Yeah, Noelle. She mentioned like she thought it would be wise to like hold off on like using the prep store until kind of you have more products and stuff.
Yeah.
I was just curious, do you have like a rough estimate of people that are like doing that route and like holding off before they use a prep center? Do you
Yeah.
have an idea of what that shipping usually costs?
Yeah, that's her opinion about it. I actually have a different opinion because packing and prepping yourself also costs money. Because you're buying a box, you're buying tapes, you're buying a weighing scale. You know what I mean? Plus your packing and prepping. If you calculate all of that cost, I feel like it's gonna be about the same, or maybe even less.
Fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because yeah. And plus, honestly, like packing and prepping is very complicated. Because there's a certain way of packing and prepping each product. Meaning the way to pack a breakable product, right, is different from packing like, Chips Ahoy, right? Very complex. And I feel like for beginners, it's gonna be, if it's too complicated, people are gonna quit.
Okay.
So
Okay,
I think the prep center route is more simple, and also more scalable. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
You guys agree? Yeah. I mean, you can packet prep yourself though to learn. It's a good, it's a good thing to learn it. But it's gonna be complicated as a beginner. And I think having a prep center is more like streamlined and easier. So yeah.
Cool, thank you.
So okay, so this product, so cucumber, aloe cleansing conditioner. Looks like the same product. Wait a minute. So okay, so this one is 16 fluid ounce. This one's 32, so I'm gonna pick 16, right? Same. What? They look the same. So let's see. So 16 fluid ounce, cleansing conditioner, cucumber aloe. I think it's the same product with different packaging. Do you guys agree? Or maybe, yeah, I think it's the same product with different packaging. What's Riddick? Same product, different packaging, right? Yeah, same product, different packaging. So cost is, where's the cost? Oh, right there, $32. So plug in the cost here, and then your sale price is here, 48. So there's the problem already, right? This one is giving us a 2% ROI minimum. And then the buy box is this price at 6%. How many sales a month? So 25 sales a month shared by these other sellers. But the concern is the ROI is starting off really low. So unless you want to price here, right, you can, but it's too risky though, because the cheaper you are, the higher your chance of getting the buy box, right? So some people like list too high, and I don't think it's a good idea because you're gonna be sitting on this product for like way too long. So ideally you should be up here, right? The cheapest. But then the problem is you're getting a very low ROI. So this one's not good. Yeah, it's not good. So low ROI. That's pretty easy. Next one, Neutrogena, fragrance-free, ultra gentle, gentle foam, cleanser, bounce. Yeah, 12 fluid ounces. Ultra gentle daily cleanser, ultra gentle cleanser, formula. Same, right? Gina. I mean, the packaging is a little different. This one has letters or words there in the middle. Dermatologist developed for scans. Fragrance free. Is it fragrance free? I don't see it. Right there, fragrance free. So the packaging is a little different again, right? But I think it's the same product. What do you guys think? So same product, different packaging. Okay, so cost is 1027. 1027. So 3,800 sales a month. It's a variation. Well, first, it's giving us a negative ROI. So let's check the other prices. down here. Oh wow, it's negative also. Why is that? Yeah, it's negative. Am I missing any sales? No, right? I don't see any sales. Yeah, this one's negative, obviously. So, interesting though. What do you guys think? Negative, right? Yeah, it's a negative ROI to like start with. So, yeah, this one we skipped. Product. So 34.99. Bully Dog for 40400. 5. OBD replacement block. Okay. I mean, it looks the same except for this, like, what is that? Like OBD2? This one's OBD. I mean, you look the same though, right? I'm just not sure what this is. Like right there. If it's a typo or is it different? But the model number is the same. So 40400-105, right?
Yeah.
So this
Check
one
and
is
see who the
Hmm.
manufacturer is. It says
Manufacturer?
Bully Dog, right?
Yeah, Bully Dog. Yeah, just
I don't
2
know.
letters here
I
is kind
wouldn't.
of like messing me up, but huh?
I wouldn't get it. I said I wouldn't get it just because I'm not sure.
Yeah. Like the way I decide with this too is that I look at the data too. And if it's not even worth it,
Yeah.
why risk, right? I mean, this one is selling at 12 cents a month. So I don't think it's worth risking on a product that's selling like 12 times a month. You guys agree? And also it's a higher ticket product, meaning you're gonna be spending, like $35 per piece. So I mean it's gonna be up to you guys. But yeah, I mean this one is kind of tricky, right? Because you want to buy the wrong product, spend like $35 each, right? And then only make, like 12 sales a month. So yeah, this one products might not match. Too risky. Two. So Josh said, yep. So Jerry's a pass. What is QB the same? Not enough sales anyway, right? Agree. So, all right. iLive. Bluetooth under cabinet music system. Let's see if this is the same or not. So 20 FM memory presets. So 20 presets, right? Right there. 20 presets. Okay. These products are so complicated right now. What's going on? IKVC 384S. Where is that? Here. Let me look for this. Where's that? I mean, it says it's on this page, but where? You guys see it? The model number? I'm not seeing it. Where is it highlighted? I'm not seeing it. See the chat. I'm not seeing this model number, but it's here. Hmm. Is it here? That's weird.
I don't see it. I don't think it's there.
It says it's on the page, but I'm not seeing it. It's weird, right?
Yeah.
What the hell?
So do you usually buy electronics? I'm always scared to buy electronics.
Usually, I mean, if it shows up on the list, then yeah. But I don't really look for it though. If they find electronics, I'm okay with it. Why?
Okay.
You don't like it or?
I mean, I don't know. I've never really bought any. They just
Mm.
seem like, I don't know. I just feel like they're gonna get returned or they're gonna be broken or something. I don't
Mm.
know. I'm just hesitant to buy electronics.
Oh, really?
And they're more expensive.
Yeah, I never had that problem with electronics.
Okay.
I think it was
So
sold
maybe,
a similar product like this one, very
yeah.
similar. I've sold some headsets too in the past. What else? Yeah. There's another one that I've sold. I remember a lot of it. I forgot the exact same product. Exact product, but I think they're okay. And if you guys remember Noelle, right? She actually likes high ticket products, which is interesting, right? So she's willing to take a higher risk because less people are willing to take it. So I'm actually very similar too, in a way. I like high ticket because it gives you a higher profit. I mean, this one's kind of bad though. Let me see. Yeah, this one's a bad product anyway.
Yeah, and it's a dangerous good.
Yeah, but I think electronics in general are pretty good.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll have a little more courage.
$50, imagine. You actually like having issues with like 10 products. You're like down 500 already. So yeah. Well, this one is not even that good because it's negative, right? To start with, so unless I'm missing sales again, but I don't think so. Yeah. But since they're really bugging me, see, look, on this page, the buy box is at $80, right? But then on seller M, the buy box is here at 63. So not good. Product. So Resmid 919. So 20% off, right? If you guys see this, give them your phone number and email to get the discount code. Okay. So is this one, I don't think it's the same because this one is Resmed, right? Resmed is the brand owner or the manufacturer. And then this one is, I think, AirSense or something. Or I think generic. Let's see. You guys see it? So this one is Resmed, which is the brand. And then this one, I think, is a generic one. So filter cover for AirSense 10, your curve, your start. So this one, I'm not even gonna gamble on this one. So generic, right? Generic product versus Rustmed brand. You guys caught that, right? Right, guys? It's very important. Generic versus a branded one. Okay, cool. So if it's saying, I don't know, Milwaukee, right, on Amazon, your product from your supplier needs to be Milwaukee also. It can't be, you know, a screwdriver for Milwaukee or something, you know? It can't be generic. It has to be the exact same brand. So again, this one is giving us 15% off on your first order. So give your email. So what's crazy about what Noelle said, right? She said she gives these websites a brand new email every time. And that way she can get the 15% or the discount code.
Cult Beauty is a good website.
Which one? Call Beauty?
Yeah, it's a good.
Oh, this one. Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. And they usually give free shipping if you order a certain amount because it's in the UK.
Oh, it is. Okay, nice. So Yuda Beauty baking baby baked banana bread. But yeah, I don't do good with makeup. Okay, banana bread right there. Is that the color? What is that? Color, right? Banana bread color.
Yeah.
Banana bread.
It's funny.
So Jerry said cherry blossom is the color. Huh? Is it? Oh yeah, it is. So cherry blossom is the color. So what is banana bread then? What is that?
That's a color. That's a different color.
Oh, okay. So cherry blossom. Oh, okay. So you the beauty baby cake. Baby bake. Cherry blossom. Okay. So same, right? It's the same. It's the same. Okay. So 2140, what is this? Euros? This is euros, right? What is that?
Yeah. So that
That's
means it'll be
correct.
a little more.
Does that say it's a setting powder too? I didn't see it say setting powder. I just didn't see it say setting powder.
Oh, okay. Not even sure, honestly.
I think it's in that description. Has a
Right here?
baby. Translucent.
So Jerry said it should be the description says loose powder. Description right here. Oh yeah, right there, loose powder, right? So 22.96 is the USD amount. So you plug it here, 22.96. Okay, this one's good. 400 sales a month. It's giving you a 12% ROI. Yeah, this one is interesting because it's selling a lot, right? 400 times a month is a lot of sales per month. The only thing is it's starting you off at 12%. But after the first 3 sellers, it jumps up to like 34%, right? And then let's look at Keepa. So it used to be higher in price, but lately it's been sitting at, I want to say $42 right there. You guys see it, right? Right there, $42. And then here it kind of fluctuates up and down, but it's still selling at $42 pretty consistently. So $42. Yeah, I think this is good because it's been selling at $42, right? If you look at Kiba, it's been selling at $42 since January 1st, very consistently. I mean, it kind of drops a little bit, but then it goes back up again to 42. So I think these three people are going to sell out anyway, immediately. And then the price is going to jump back up to this price. So if you're sitting here, right, at this amount, you're going to be getting a 34% ROI on a product that's selling 405 times a month. Do you guys agree? So Jerry said, are they the same size? Amazon says full size, but Cult says baby bake. Let me see. Are they? That's a good question. Full size, okay. Let's see, is there any size?
Amazon did say one of them says 6 grams if we're talking about size.
6 grams?
This one says 6 grams. I don't know what Amazon says.
Right here?
Well, see, like on the top it says 6 grams of the page. Like in the tab.
In the tab.
6G.
Oh, right there. Right there.
Maybe product details.
Ingredients. Yeah, I'm not sure. And plus I forgot, they're also giving us 15% off, right? So I'll go to discounts. Where's discounts? Where's discounts? Here's oh my god. Oh, right there. Jeez, sorry. The discount's 15% right there. So I mean, this one's good. You just need to double check if the prices are I mean, if the sizes are the same. So the top looks different, Jerry said. Let's see. Yeah, you're right. The top is different. Yeah. So I guess what would you guys do? Test buy? You guys willing to take a risk on this and do a test buy or what? I think for this instance, I would do a test buy and take a risk on this because data is really good, right? Like 400 sales a month. ROI is really good. It starts at 32% ROI all the way to like, down here. So even if you're the cheapest, you're still getting 32% minimum. And plus there's a lot of sales a month also. So yeah, this one I'll do a test buy. Test buy. So boots. Okay, Nikes. I don't sell shoes, so this is going to be interesting. You guys sell Nikes? Any of you?
Do we own Nikes?
No, sell Nikes?
I sell Nikes, but I don't like to sell the shoes so much.
Yeah.
But I will.
How's it selling Nikes? You like it or?
It's okay.
There's a lot of people are doing it too, right? Is that why?
Well, part of the reason why I sell Nike is because, Nike always has very good sales. And then the other thing is I shop at TJ Maxx, Home Goods, and Marshalls, and they usually have Nike stuff there
Oh, nice.
that's on Amazon.
Love it. Okay, so this one is Manoa leather boots. Manoa leather boots. Okay. So what size is this? Size 8. Size 8. $57. Cost 7. Wait a second. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. So it's size 8 on Amazon. So but yeah, you guys can switch this too. You pick size 12 if you want, size 10, 11 doesn't matter. I think the data changes though with different sizes, so just be aware of it. But this exact listing is saying size 8, so we'll pick size 8, and then we plug in the numbers. So 57 variation. So 663 sales a month. So you go to variations, you pick the variation, right? Where's the variation? Right there. So 8, and then check. Let's see. Yeah, this one's not really getting sales according to Seller Imp. So lately I've been double checking it, and I usually go to Keepa and then go to variations. And then I look for the exact variation, which is so haystack velvet brown, right? Size 8. So haystack right here, velvet brown, size 8. So this variation is getting 1% of the sale. Do you guys see it? So Keepa, right? Keepa and then variations. And then look for the exact variation, which is haystack brown right there, size 8. And then under ratings, it's giving you 1%. So now I would go to the sales per month of the whole listing, which is 663. And then take 1% of 663, right? So 663 times 0.01, 1%. So this exact variation is getting 6 sales a month. So 6 sales a month. Hold on. Hold on, let me refresh it. See the chat real quick. Yeah, so Jerry said yes, 6 roughly. So 6 sales a month, right? And then now you go and see your other sellers. Yeah, so 6 sales a month, and you're going to be sharing with 19 other sellers right here. Did you guys do it? Yeah, Jerry's a no. Brian is sales are too low. Donnie's a no. Yeah, I agree. It's going to be. So Emily said, I will look into other variations. Yes, that's very smart. So if you guys see variations, I would also look for the other variations, right? Because from one listing, you guys can sell multiple variations. So for this instance, I would check it, right? And then as you guys can see here, so the haystack velvet brown size 12 is getting most of the sales at 6%. So is it the same color? Same color, right? So haystack velvet brown. Okay. So same color, different size. So now I would go to size 12. And then on our supplier, we picked size 12 right there. Same price, size 12. So again, you run the numbers, right? So $57 is the cost. So 666. That's a horrible number. Sales per month times 6%, right? Hold on, let me see. So yeah, right there. So 6% of 600 sales is how much? So for this exact variation, right? You're going to be getting 40 sales a month. And then you do the same thing. You look at the competition. So here, you're getting 40 sales a month at 20% ROI with this many people. Would you guys do it? Hopefully I didn't lose you guys. So I picked the best selling variation, right? Out of all of them. And then I ran the numbers. So it gave me 40 sales a month at 20% ROI minimum, shared with 15 other sellers. So would you guys do it? So Emily's a no, Brian is a no. Jerry said I test buy one pair, especially to be gated. Okay. Yeah. So what's the verdict with this? I mean, I don't know. I guess 50-50. 50-50 test buy. So we'll put 50-50.
When I test buy shoes, I only buy like one pair.
One pair?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if it sells fast enough, then I'll go back and buy more. But if it doesn't, then I'm done. And I only had to deal with one pair.
Nice. Like why one pair? Like why not like three? Or I'm just curious.
Because sometimes I like to try different sizes also. So I might get 3, but different sizes, not all the same size.
Okay. Nice. That makes sense. Yeah. Always play it safe, right? As much as possible, especially in the beginning. Because you don't want to lose money on mistakes and bad purchases. So I like that. So next one, Oracle, Red Blue Racing 2023, Team Soft Shell Jacket. Red Bull 2023. Team Soft Shell Jacket. Okay. It's the same. The photos real quick. So Bybit Honda. Yeah, look the same. Look similar or the same? See the chat. So Jerry said we need the medium on Amazon. Yes, let's see. Okay, so medium size on Amazon. Medium here. Okay, same colors, the same colors. So $61, right? Is the cost. 61. Okay, so $61 here. Okay, makes sense. And then buy box price is at 120. So put 120 here. So it's giving you a 56% ROI, right? Really high. So sales per month is 43, but it's also a variation. So again, you go to variation right there, click on the exact variation. It's usually auto-selected. Check. Okay, so this one is getting 16% of the sales. So 16% of 43, 43 times 0.16. That's about 6 sales a month. So 6 sales a month was giving you a 50% ROI right here, minimum. It's giving you a big profit though, right? Of $34 per sale. But it's only selling 6 times a month though. Would you guys do it? So Jerry said, can you go back to the variation? Yeah, right there. So large is getting large and extra, adult extra large, right? They're getting 33% each of the sales. Yes, those are review percentages, but we base the sales per month on the review percentages though. So it's not 100% accurate, but this is where we base it from though. So, I mean, I like what Brandy said, you know, maybe do a test buy on one size each. So maybe one here, one here, one here, one here, if you guys want to. That's actually a great idea. Very smart. So instead of going all in, right, on one variation, like why not like spread it out, right? 1, 1, 1, 1, or 2, 2, 2, 2. It's up to you guys. But if you buy, I mean, if you buy these 4, right, variations, I mean, they move. So I mean, if you buy 1 or 2 and wait a little bit, you guys are going to be getting a big ROI on your money. And plus, it's a high ticket product, right? $60. So you're getting a high profit too, of like $34. So, you know, it just depends on how you look at it. It depends on your risk, depends on your capital. But I think this one is good. So I would do test buy. So test by different sizes. You guys agree? Yeah. Thanks, Brandy, for the idea. It's really good. I never thought about that yet. Yeah. So buy one per size, right? Or per variation. That way you're more safe instead of going like all in on one variation. Now you're like spreading your risk, right, to different ones. So it's even safer, I feel. Yeah. Well, this one is no longer
Hey,
available.
Louis, I'm just curious, why you didn't check Keepa on that last one. Is it just because the ROI is so high, like consistently across all the different sellers, or?
I just forgot.
Oh,
Yeah, but we can look at it though.
okay.
Let's see. Yeah, this one, this is sale. Oh, this is the old product. Okay. Keep yeah, let's look at the keep a chart.
Do you sometimes do that though? Like if ROI is great across the board, or?
No, sometimes I just look at the other sellers and how they price it. Yeah, right here. I kind of see like where they price it. It's very similar to looking at Keepa. Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
but with Keepa, it's good that we actually checked it because you can kind of see it, right? Like here, the seller count is going up, and then here the price is actually going down. So it makes it risky because the price seems to be going down. So depending on how you want to play this out, it's gonna be up to you guys, but since we're only buying one or two, right, per variation, I mean, I think we have enough room to get money out of this product and get out of it. Make sense? Yeah. So I mean, it's technically risky because of the way Keepa looks, right? So seller count is going up, price seems to be going down. But then again, if you're only buying one or two pieces, even if you're priced the cheapest, you're still getting a 50% or 55% ROI on this one. Maybe like sell two of them, make about $66 and just be out of it. So did it make sense?
Hey, Lewis, how do you see those different variants? How you got those percentage and stuff? Where
Mhm.
I'm not seeing that on mine.
You mean on your seller amp? Or
Yeah.
oh, so you plug in the cost, right? First, you plug in the cost, and then you plug in the sale price on Amazon, and then you go to the bottom of the listing where it says offers, right there, and then it's gonna give you a percentage, based on how you price it.
Yeah, but the variants.
Oh,
You have
variations,
something-
you mean?
Yeah. Where
Oh,
it
right
has
here?
percentage, yeah, all that.
Yeah, this one is a new feature. So I would
Okay.
go to settings on your seller amp,
Okay.
and then go to the bottom. There's the bottom. Where's the variation? Oh, right here. Where it says variation,
Yeah.
and then on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay, I got you. Cool.
yeah,
Oh, that's a cool one there.
yeah. Helps a lot, right?
Yeah, it should. Yeah, it'll be able to.
Yeah. So
And
this
so
one
you
is
just
out of
take that
stock.
percentage and you're dividing that number into the total number of sales per month.
Right. I mean, you still got to do that though.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like that's how you figure out how many it's doing per month. You take whatever percentage it says into the number of the total number per month.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So this one here is out of stock. All right. Wait a second. Or wait here. What happened there? Hold on. I'm starting to get cross-eyed, guys. Hold on. This one. Yeah, this one's out of stock. So out of stock. The next product. So Wilton non-stick cookie pans, 3-piece value set. Cookie pans of 3. Okay. So there's a coupon code right there. So 10% off the total order of 75. Free shipping. Okay. So Wilton recipe. So this one is non-stick. This one is not saying non-stick on the title. So okay, so non-stick. Okay, non-stick surface. So it's non-stick. It's good. $16.99, right? It's a cost. So 16.99. That's negative. And then 10% off. Or wait, it's 10. Yeah, 10% off. So go discounts and click 10% off. This one is negative. What's going on here? Yeah, it's negative. I think the price, the supplier increased the price, I think, of this product, and that's why the numbers are way off. Because it's negative even after the discount. So yeah, this one's negative. If y next one. See the chat. So Emily said title looks different. Okay, this one is, I think it's sold out. So side note, if products are sold out, I would make a list of all the products that are sold out. Make a tab on your sheet, because you guys should double check it every few days. Because if it's sold out, it might be popular. So just because it's sold out doesn't mean it's a bad product. I would make a list of all the sold out products that you come across, and then I would double check those products every few days for sure. Did you guys catch that? Yeah. So, and that list gets bigger and bigger too as you keep doing product research. So, but yeah, those are going to be profitable. And then same with your old leads. I would always circle back to your old leads, and even your past, orders. So your order sheet, right? I would go back to your order sheet too. All your past leads, past orders, and then the list of all your out of stock products, because you guys are getting more products from those. Make sense? And then variations, I would try to squeeze out, like more sales from different variations also. Meaning from one listing with different variations, you guys can, get a bunch of sales from different, different sizes, different colors, different flavors, different scents. So got it? Makes sense?
Do you have any examples of like some of those lists, Lewis? Like
List?
not the
Mm-hmm.
sold out list necessarily, but just like the ordered list.
The order list?
Yeah,
It's gonna
like,
be your list. It's gonna be your own list of your orders.
well, like just to see like, or like a screenshot of like what all goes on there, or like how you put it up, like order, like link, and then amount, or I just
The way I do it, you mean, or?
yeah, like what it looks
I
like.
mean, yeah, I can. I can show you how I do my tabs, but so I usually have an order sheet tab. Or actually here. Here, one sec, this. I'll pause the recording real quick.
Search.
What is it, Jerry? Mm-hmm.
Because I wanted to go through the inventory and the tracking orders in Seller Central.
Uh-huh.
I'm kind of off on that.
Inventory?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what the heck am I looking at.
I mean, you can share your screen if you want. Are you on the computer or?
Yeah. I have like multiple tabs. I'm like, okay, where am I?
Yeah, it's okay.
Which one is which? Yeah, I got to figure out where I'm at first. Then I can share it.
Okay.
Let's see.
Yeah, and while we're waiting for Jerry, does anyone have a question? Or like any processes that you guys are stuck with, or?
Yeah, I'm just having trouble, I guess, with it. I guess I don't know, like maybe how long it takes for it to go from like the prep center to Amazon inbounding, before it's like available,
Mm.
so that you're like still doing like
Mm-hmm.
keeping your cash flow going. Because like I'm doing the plum method right now with the car, but like even still, like it's taking more than 2 months or at least a month and a half before the thing's even available for them to even, buy it from
Mm.
what I'm saying. So I'm not
It,
sure like what's going on there.
it shouldn't take it that long though. Not 2 months. So if you buy it today, right? Your products should be received by the prep center in, I want to say, like 3 to 5 business days. The thing is, they wait for your products, right, to accumulate first, and then they pack it in one big box.
Mm-hmm.
Once they have enough, they ship it to Amazon. So from the prep center to Amazon should be another like 3 to 5 business days. Unless it's being shipped to different fulfillment centers.
I had one order that they possibly lost that one. I'm talking to Amazon now about that before it's
Hmm.
but they're gonna reimburse it or what? Because like they had
Yeah.
10 reserved. First they had a reserve and then they had it as inbound and then they said, yeah, we're moving it to somewhere else. And then now it's only showing 5 available and they can't tell me where the other 5 are right
Mm.
now. So it's just like, what the hell with that. But I'm seeing like I guess what you're saying from the Oregon Prep Center, because like there are times where I'm sending them the receipts like, hey, like it's showing delivered when y'all moving it out, as far as the shipment wise, because it may take them a while. Like you said, maybe they're waiting for I don't know how many different boxes they need, stuff they need
Mm.
in order to ship stuff out. Because then once you get to
Yeah.
Amazon saying, yeah, once you get to us, it's gonna take a few days, and then it's gonna take about 10 days for us to inbound it. And then like it's like, well, damn,
Mm.
this is
Well, no, well, I mean the best way to do it is to keep buying inventory. Because the sooner the prep center gets a bunch of your products, right, the sooner they can ship it out. And the sooner they can ship it out, the sooner Amazon receives it.
Do you know that amount? Like,
The box, I mean, varies.
before they send
I
it
mean,
in?
I want to say 30 to 50, but it could be more, a little more. Because it depends on the size of the products, right? Because their goal is to pack your box. That way you don't spend a lot on shipping costs. That's why.
So I'm doing it at 10 a piece, like how you do the 10 test buy or whatever. So you saying how many they need in order to start to send it?
I mean, it depends on the size of the product. I want to say like 30 to 50 units.
Okay. So
Yeah.
that's one of the reasons right there. They're just they're waiting till it gets bigger before they ship it. I guess maybe
Yeah.
that's
Or if you want to
well,
ship it out, you're going to be paying more for shipping done. Because it's usually $1 or less per unit. If they put everything in one big box, right? But if they don't, they're going to be shipping like whatever amount they receive, and your shipping cost could double or even triple. So like the most efficient way to do it is just to just keep sending products, and that way they can pack everything in one big box as soon as possible, and that way they can ship it out to Amazon quicker too. And the prep center doesn't get paid until they ship your products out, so I'm sure they're rushing to ship your products out. So that's not even an issue as long as they have enough.
so what's cards or methods then I guess it's funny because I thought the plum method would be the best method for it because you get the 2 statements, but it just seems like it's taking a little bit longer where you have to pay that full statement by the after the second month. So like what other methods are people
Yeah.
using, I guess?
Well, it's because you're still in the beginning stages, bro. That's why. Like, it's gonna come to a point where your spend is gonna all come from your business, or at least most of it. in the beginning, you're still building your inventory, right?
Mhm.
So the money's flowing back to you slower. But imagine having like 100K worth of products sitting on your shelves, right?
Mhm.
You're gonna be getting like quicker money back also, right? So it takes time to like accumulate your inventory.
Mhm.
And then the quicker, the bigger your inventory is, the bigger your payouts are going to be too. Yeah, and then later on you have options to do, you know, payability is one option, meaning you're only using the money sitting on your Amazon account to buy your inventory. Yeah, I'm gonna type it in the chat. Right there. And then Amazon would also give you loans. So I mean, Plum is a start, but there's gonna be other options though in the future.
I forgot there was something that you I think it was you and Brandy. I'm not sure if she's on here or not. But like when you guys are keeping track of all this, especially when it comes to like tax time and all that type of stuff, where was it that you guys
Seller
Oh, you're
board.
talking.
who
Yeah, you're talking about seller board.
said that? Oh, Brandy's on here? What'd you
Yeah.
say?
Yeah. Seller board.
Seller board.
Yeah.
So
You have
that's for
like
tax.
0% APR cards, bro?
Not right now. No, I don't have any zero right now. If anything, you'll have to maybe I'll get some, like qualify for some personal ones, but I don't have no personal. I have to look more into some business ones. Like I've been putting most of it
Yeah.
on business, and then I would use like my P-lock. My goal is to use my P-lock, pay it off, and then restart the clock again. But I was thinking that me spreading it out, it was gonna have enough time for it to pay back out.
Yeah.
But I may
Well-
just move more money with the different P-locks and just keep it moving until it comes out. Who's that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's, thing.
Because 2 months, I mean, some products they sell, I mean, it takes like 3 months
Yeah.
to sell their product, right? Starting the day that it hits Amazon. I mean, some
Yeah,
are gonna sell quick, some are gonna sell slow, some are gonna sell like medium, you know? So if you're concerned about the 2 months, then I would use a different card. Or maybe just fund your Plum. Pay off your Plum, you know, with using cash.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna have to do that route with it.
Yeah.
Thank
For
you.
me, 0% card has been the best. I use Chase, the business unlimited, because you get 1.5% cash back also. But yeah, it's like Lewis said, like it's just because you're in the beginning and you have to compound the stuff you're sending into inventory, and then it'll have like a flow of selling and it won't seem so drastic. I don't know that I would start an Amazon store using the Plum card, especially because you have to wait like 4 to 6 weeks to get paid the first time, and then it's like a compound effect because you have your account reserve and all that. So if you can get a 0%, then you definitely should.
Yeah, I think you said you said the Chase Business Unlimited.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have that one. I did that one for another player couple. I need to get this is the other one, I guess. Yeah, I'm looking to see if there's some more 0%, 0% ones for like
Bank of America has, I think, 2 or 3 0%, and Chase has 2 0% ones. If you already have the business unlimited, they have another one that starts with the 0% intro.
Okay. Oh yeah, I'm gonna look more into those then.
Yeah. And that way you're not stressing out, bro. 2 months, it's not enough time. I mean,
Yeah,
you're getting a portion of it. You're getting a portion of your sales, right? But not all of it to cover your spend. So
yeah, there's some coming in, but it's just not like,
right.
not for the full statement wise, like how Bernie's saying, like how, if you're trying to if you had constant cash flow coming in, then yeah, that would make a little bit more sense to use that method
Right.
then, or use a B lock. If I had a B lock, then it'll make sense that then none of it's in person because I really don't want to use my P locks like that for that method.
Yeah, but I want to
I'm
say,
looking for those.
let's say you're spending like 5K a month, right? Consistently.
Mhm.
I want to say like month 5, maybe like month 4, you're gonna be getting back like 5K from your business.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So spend 5, right, and get back 5. But it takes time to get there though. Yeah, until then you're gonna be like deploying a lot of capital in the beginning. And then later on you're gonna be paying off your cards mostly from your business, from your payouts. So
Mhm.
you guys agree? It takes time though, right? To build up. So yeah.
Hey, Louis, can I chime in real quick?
Oh yeah, of course, bro.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Hey, Sam, I just wanted to say, I don't know if you were part of Rad's group or you were in the call yesterday, but since you do have the chase cards, once you start running out of the 0%, and you don't have a balance, I don't know exactly which chase cards have it, but some of them offer like basically a loan within the chase card itself, so you don't have to like have a credit pull or anything like that. The interest rates are usually like between 8 and 12%. And again, you just want it for like cash flow purposes, right? So you're taking that loan out just to put it back into business and you're gonna pay it off. So you're not gonna hold that loan out for a long time. But that could be another way to get funding if you're running out of funds, etc. And it's just offers that come through Chase. Citi also has it as well. So it depends on what cards you have. But there's just something to have in your toolbox, I guess.
Okay, appreciate
Yep.
it. I had to look at the
Yeah.
one they did.
I think Sam's on the another level now. He's worrying about capital now, and it's scaling, right? So that's normal though. I think the first phase is learning the business, and then the second phase is, oh my gosh, like how do I deal with the cash flow? Because we're sending so much money out, right, every day. So that's the
Mhm.
second problem that needs to be like figured out, which is funding. And then once you figure that out, like I think next level is like scaling, right? Like how do I get more money to scale this business? So I think you're good, bro. Because now you understand the basics, right? Like product research and buying inventory, and I think you're past that stage now. So now I think you're trying to learn like cash flow because
Yeah,
it takes a while too. It's a slow process, in the beginning. I think Art shared like 2 weeks ago. Like I think Amazon wants to keep us with them long term, and that's why they pay us out like slow, and that way you always do business with them long term because they need us. They need these third party sellers to buy products for them. So they want to keep us like tied up to them in a way. Does that make sense?
no, that makes sense.
Everything is freaking slow.
Yeah.
And plus you're always deploying money out. So yeah.
All right, I appreciate it, guys.
Yeah. So we're all buying inventory and then they sell it, they pay us back, and then we do it again, right? It's like this cycle of never ending cycle of buying inventory. So
I'm
yeah.
trapped in it. I'm sorry, Jerry. I know I went over time. I know he had something.
Oh, sorry, Jared. What's up,
No,
Jared?
actually, you gave me some time to go in and kind of go in here in my Seller Central, figure it out. I kind of got it
What about
figured
Jared?
out, but
Sorry,
I think
Jerry.
this is gonna have to be a whole other class though, because
Jerry had a question. My bad, Jerry.
but I kind of figured out where the reports are, but I want to look at them first and kind of see what's what with these.
Okay. Yeah, but
But
I
then
would
I
just
got
go to your Seller Central. I mean the important ones there are inventory, shipments, account health, and the orders, payouts.
yeah, I went through inventory looking at some of those reports. I'm like, okay, now I kind of get it. There's a couple of my, remember I told you one of the items had come back, and I'm like, well, why did they come back? And I saw it in one of the inventory reports that it was damaged. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Not sure how that happened or where that went down. Because the product had been there for a minute. So I'm
Mm.
like, well, how did it get damaged if it's already been there, unless it was damaged when it got there? But I never do
Mm.
that.
It's probably a return.
Yeah, it was a return, and I think that's why it was returned because it was damaged.
Mm. Could be. Yeah, it
But
could be
that's why I
damaged
kind of
along the
wanted to,
way with during shipment.
yeah. That's why I wanted to kind of go into this a little bit more and say, oh, okay, now I kind of see where this stuff is. So let me
Yeah,
go and kind of scrutinize it a little better.
right. So everything starts on your shipment tab. So like one shipment, well, how to explain it? So everything starts with shipments, right? And then once they're checked in, they go to inventory.
Because I like following that flow and say, oh, okay, it's here, then it goes there, then it goes there, and
Right.
kind of seeing how that process goes.
Yeah. So the shipments, the prep center does that part. It's not really us.
Mm-hmm.
So they take care of the shipments, right? They ship it to Amazon, right? So all your products should be under all your shipments first. And then once they check it in, it goes to your inventory.
Yep, I see all of that too.
Yeah, that's the flow of it. Yeah, I would just start there first because there's so many tabs in there, right?
Yeah, I'm just gonna
I
go
would learn
through
that
some of
first,
them.
and then
Like,
later we can talk
okay.
about, you
Yeah,
know,
that'll work.
fulfillable inventory and stranded inventory. Yeah,
Appreciate it, Lou.
of course, bro. Doing good, man. There's all doing good. Taking action, I can tell. So taking risk, right? Buying inventory, trusting
Oh
about.
yeah, do it all.
Yeah. Any other questions, you guys? Is there any process you guys are stuck with? What's up, Ron?
Hey, Lewis, I'm back. So I have a question. And it's most in the I guess the scaling part.
What?
Since I know you,
Scaling part?
yeah, scaling.
Uh-huh.
Because I know you said you basically have as far as ROI, your ROI is usually low, and you're not really picky when you're buying items, right? But and I'm asking from like coming from us, we're working with two VAs, so we're getting two VAs. We have I think OA list, so we're seeing a bunch of different sources as far as items and products or potential products. But I feel like we're not ordering enough, right? We're not even hitting our cap as far as spending yet, which is
Uh-huh.
obviously why we're not seeing a lot of sales, right? Because the more you spend, the more you see sales. So we're basically, my question is, does that mean we need more VAs? Do we need more sourcing? Because we're not really ordering, I guess at least 50% of what the listings that we're seeing.
Mm. Um, are you guys buying any reorders?
Yeah, we've done reorders, yeah.
Hmm. Um, I mean, I don't I mean, it's up to you guys, but because it's your money, right? But I would loosen up on the criteria though. Because their pricer is set really low anyway at 3%. Because the way I look at Amazon is once you scale, it becomes a volume game, right?
Right.
You're just deploying a lot of money, or products out there. You're taking like a little bit of profit per product, and you're going volume.
Because I mean, I can tell you one example, I guess, when we're like determining whether it's a good buy or not a good buy. Let's say we're looking at a product and it says the ROI is less than 20%, and it's
Mm-hmm.
probably like $2 or $3 in profit as far as dollar amount, right?
How
And
much?
the way I
Sorry,
look at it,
3.
like $2 or $3,
Okay.
right? So then the way I look at it is, especially looking at the history in Akipa, is like, I say all it needs to do is like drop $2 and that basically wipes out all our profit, right? So that's kind of like how I look at it. I don't know if that's the right or wrong mentality as far as, risk levels. Because obviously we're dealing with time, right? It's not going to get to Amazon tomorrow. It's going to take probably like 10 days from prep center
Mm-hmm.
to Amazon, etc. So a lot can happen in that time frame.
Right. I like looking at ROI. I don't really
Regardless of
dollar amount for
regardless
some
of dollar
reason.
amount,
Huh?
regardless of dollar amount.
Right. Just because I'm looking at my monthly spend, like not one product.
Okay.
If I spend, I don't know, 10, 20K a month, let's say 10K a month, right? To be simple. If I make 30% ROI, I'm making 3,000. And based on my aura settings, I'm seeing my ROI jump between 20 to 40% with my current setting.
Okay, because I
Yeah,
mean the thing there is that I
Uh-huh.
guess the issue that I'm seeing is we look at ROI when we're purchasing the item, right? That's when we're doing our initial analysis. But
Mhm.
then by the time that gets to the prep center, things may have changed a bunch, right? And then repricer takes care of readjusting the pricing. So that's kind of like where my concern is because I'm okay with if it's 25%, 30% ROI when you're purchasing it. But what happens by the time it gets to the prep
Mm,
center and then to Amazon?
right.
I don't know if
Um,
you've seen that because I've seen that in a couple products, but if you haven't seen that often enough in a bigger scale, then I guess we're okay.
yeah.
But since I've already seen it a couple
Mm,
times,
it happens. It happens, but I mean the flow is like this, right? So you buy a bunch of products, you set your repricer, you just let it sell, and then there's gonna be some stale inventory there after like 3 months, and you would have to liquidate it. You need to.
okay,
That way you're taking a loss, but you're getting money back, right?
right,
Which gives you like another chance to buy more better products. So it's almost
okay,
like everything becomes a lesson, you know? Yeah, and then your replens, I want to say at some point you guys are going to be buying at least, I want to say like between 30 to 40% of all your spend is going to be from replens. You get to that point. But then you don't get there if you don't buy a lot of products though.
right. Because the more you test, the more good products you'll find, right?
Right. So
Yeah,
imagine spending half of your monthly budget just on replens, right? It means half of your spend is quality products.
You said 40%, Lewis?
I mean 30 to 50%, I would say, would be like
30 to 50. Yeah,
acceptable. But the thing is you gotta get to that point though. And the only way to get to that point is to not be choosy with your products and just deploy it there. Does that make sense?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's the
And
way it
obviously,
is at least. Mhm.
and then obviously run into sometimes you want to replenish an item, but then the price went up, so now your numbers don't work out. So then I guess you kind of missed out on that one,
Right,
unless they drop the price or a sale comes up or whatever.
right. Yeah, and that's why it's good to be efficient, meaning like buy as much as you can from one variation or from a listing, right? With different variations. Really go back to your out of stock listings. Really go back to your ordered products. Check your out of stock inventory. So it becomes a game of efficiency. So try to buy as many as you can, especially the good products. Um,
Gotcha.
yeah, as you scale.
So I guess I'm starting to understand now. I mean, obviously you've been in it for, way over a year. So by then you've already built a big enough list of replenishing, right? So you're not just focusing on the VA's list. You're
Right.
focusing on that plus, rebuys, etc.
Right.
So then that's taken up on all your monthly spend or budget.
Right.
So we just have to build up to that, I guess, to be able to,
Yeah. Because
yeah,
the replenishables are going to carry your business. All your bad buys are going to be um saved by your good buys.
gotcha.
Yeah. And you need to be okay with liquidating bad products because it's just money sitting there, right? Like you losing 20% does not mean you're losing 20% in 1 month. It means you're losing 20% on 10 products that are bad. So you need to know your monthly ROI. It's always going to be positive, like no matter what, anyway. So
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So just don't feel bad losing 20% on like a few bad buys because overall you're still going to be positive. Yeah. It
gotcha.
makes sense.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, so I would try my best to really get to the point where close to half of your spend is going to be replenishables. Yeah.
Okay.
So does that help?
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. And you guys are good there, right? With like product research, right?
Oh yeah, for the most part. But it's just, as far as setting our parameters, right? Because we can say, oh, based on our parameters, this item may not work. But then again, based on our
Mhm.
conversation just now, we might need to lower those parameters so that the item could work. Or at least as a test buy, right? And then see how that goes.
Right. Yeah. And then I would study your bad buys and I would study your good buys too. Like, kind of see like what happened there.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think you guys are doing good though.
Yeah, we just haven't seen as far as a lot of movement or consistent movement,
Mm,
We just recently had a decent package sent out from the prep center to Amazon. So hopefully
mm,
once that hits, we can start seeing movement. But we just have to
yeah.
keep buying again so that they can keep sending out, right? Because we just had a shipment now, but what if the next shipment doesn't go out till 3 weeks, 4 weeks? Then eventually we're gonna stale or slow down again.
Yeah.
Um, that's
And you're
kind of
okay
like
with
when you
capital too, right? You're okay with capital?
yeah, and that's the thing. We haven't even hit our maxes yet. That's kind of like where the
Mm,
issue is. Because I'm sure if
yeah.
we start hitting our maxes, then we will see the
Yeah.
consistent sales and the consistent profits.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like the amount of sales is very um congruent to your buy to your
Purchases.
monthly
Yep.
spend, huh?
Yep.
So, and then where are you at with your ratio? Like what's your buy ratio versus like money coming back? Is it evening out or
Not quite yet because it's not happening fast enough, right? You have 30-day overhead, right? Like as far as monthly expenses that are on a just for things that you're signed up for, like VA costs or
Mhm.
whatever monthly expenses that we have. Since the money's not coming in fast enough to cover those, then that's where we're not seeing the profits kind of like making sense yet, if that makes sense.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. This may sound crazy, but the way to even out or to make more is to spend more.
for sure. Yeah. And that's
So
the thing we haven't that we'd have to see I guess our filters, or we'd have to look at those
mm,
again and see maybe we can lower down our filters and be able to order more things that maybe we thought wouldn't make sense, that we should give it a try, or
yeah.
start sourcing more, or whatever the case may be. But we definitely have to order more to be able to see more sales and more profits come in.
Yeah, I would loosen up your criterias.
Yep.
And I would be okay with taking like a lesser ROI sometimes. Doesn't even matter because you're using a pricer anyway.
Right.
So what's your like ROI on your pricer right now on
I think
Aura?
it's at 5%.
No, like what's the 30-day
The,
average?
the overall, I'm not really sure. I haven't looked.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's at like 30% ROI. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but then again, that's the goal oral, right? And that doesn't take into account all the external expenses that we're signed up for, etc. So yeah,
Yeah. So the way to gauge it is you would take your profit on Aura, right, in the last 30 days,
the
minus the
dollar amount,
VA, minus Amazon
right,
Seller Central, minus Aura, minus Keepa, Seller Amp. And that's how you kind of gauge it.
right,
Yeah. So if you see 30% on your Aura, it means if you spend 20K, right, per
yeah,
month, you're going to be getting how much is that? 6K?
6K, yeah,
So 6K minus VA and softwares, basically. Yeah. So VA and softwares is how much? Like 800, right? 600 plus 17. Yeah, about like 800, right?
yeah.
So
And
if
that's
you're
what I'm saying.
spending,
Like sorry to interrupt. We're not even. I don't think we're even hitting 5K spend. So
mm,
30% of 5K is 1,500 minus expenses. You're not even seeing 1,000 profit. So, that's why I'm saying like the motivation is not there yet. Like you're not even seeing those big numbers yet because there's not a big spend, there's not a big sale. So the percentages and the numbers aren't hitting yet, but
yeah,
because we're not spending enough yet.
yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I would aim for, I mean, 10. I mean, 10 is a good, number to aim for, right?
yeah.
So,
And the capital, thankfully, the capital's still there, right? Because we haven't hit those yet. But it's just a matter of we're being conservative, still doing the 10 test buys, sometimes 5, depending on the cost of the item. But sometimes we see big ROIs and we straight up want to go order 40 and 50, but we're
mhm,
still trying to be conservative and say, okay, it's still a
mm,
test buy, so we should still order 10. So I don't know if you ever break that rule of say, okay, this is a good ROI, high SPMs, maybe we should do a higher test buy. I don't know. if you ever do that.
No, not really. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Because anything can happen, right? Like brand might complain. Like so many things can happen there, right?
Right. And then you're stuck with that
So
product.
right. So I still stay within like 5 to 10. And if you heard Noel right last week, she does like 3 test buys, which to me is super low.
Yeah.
And then her next batch is just 10, and then she like gradually increases it, right? Her buys.
But I think she did also say that she's doing self-prepping at home, right? Or
Did
she's
she?
just a prep center.
No, she used to. She said when she started, like, had 400 units a month that she was moving, she moved to a prep center.
Oh, so she's at a prep center now. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's really no rule to it, it's just really up to you guys. But I want to say the spend is pretty it's a measurable data. So I would look at the ROI on your aura, monthly ROI, and then just gauge it, like 10K times 30% minus expenses.
Right.
Yeah, aura's pretty accurate. But and you guys just use Seller Board too, right? Seller Board?
Yep. Yep.
I mean, it's more even accurate, right? So if you guys have a monthly ROI, just run the numbers.
We'll do.
Yeah. Makes sense, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I think you guys are in the right track for sure. You guys are. I
Yeah,
think
we just have
it's
to
a matter
see.
of more like belief, right?
Right,
Like
right. Because
belief,
sometimes
belief.
we see no sales coming in, and then all of a sudden we see a day that has, 600, $1,000 in sales. So it's like we're not seeing that consistency, right? So when we see a day or two with really slow sales, obviously that's due to low inventory. So it
Right.
goes against the purchasing, right? You got to
Yeah.
continue to buy consistently so that there's always products going into Amazon.
Right. Yes. That's the flow for sure. Because
Yeah. So
once
we
you
just got to
stop
get
or
we
like
just have
stop
to
for
get
a
into our
week,
first
right?
one. What's
It
that?
goes down too. Let's say you don't buy for a week.
Right.
It makes a big difference
Eventually.
because now everything is like delayed.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah, Prep Center is delayed, Amazon's delayed, and then you're running low on inventory. So your sales drop too, right?
Yep.
And that's why it sounds crazy, but we've got to buy products daily almost,
Right.
or at least be consistent with our buys. So yeah, love you, bro.
Appreciate it.
Good.
By the
Any
way, I have I
huh?
just want to input. I
Huh?
don't know if anybody has any questions at the moment. No. It might be off topic of the wrong time, but for your question that you had for Rad last night, regarding taxes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I kind of understood what you're saying is like, if you want to put it more into the business, then the business is not writing it off as an expense. So then you're
Right.
going to pay more taxes on that. So it's not just about savings, but it's more about you can still invest it into other assets. It's still expended. It's just not you're not keeping it in the business, right? And you can still write it off into something that's an asset. You're not just gonna write it off as, okay, let me take a flight to Hawaii. Okay, that's just money that's down the drain, right? But if you actually invest it into an asset, it's still an expense that you can write off, and the business no longer has that as gains, right? So you're not paying on those gains, but you've actually invested it elsewhere. So as long as you put the money elsewhere, then you can still write it off, not just blow it up, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my question. Like, the problem with saving money, right, is that you're gonna be taxed a lot.
Right.
But then if you keep deploying it, you're gonna end up broke. So I'm trying to find that balance, bro. Like, okay, like I made this much this year. Like, how much should I deploy? But but just enough to have like cash sitting in the bank. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because if you keep too much, you're gonna be taxed a lot. If you spend a lot, you're gonna be broke. You know what I mean? So I still don't know like how to balance it almost. So
And that's the thing. I think it's a matter of determining the spend versus the invest, right? Because if you spend it, the money is completely gone. But if you're investing it, which is still all writable, like you can still write it off as a deduction for the business. You're investing it into something that you can either cash it out or you can still produce money off of that investment. If that makes sense,
right. But invest
right?
with though, like courses, coaching, consulting, like products. I'm
Yeah, it
not
can be.
out of ideas. That's why.
Yeah, okay. Okay, I see what you're
You know what I
saying.
mean?
Yeah.
Like where else can I put my money? Like if we've traveled already, we went to Japan. I mean, um, I just don't know where to put money, except real estate. The problem with real estate though is that I don't want to be a landlord. So
Right. I mean, you could always deal with property managers, but then you still have to deal with them, right?
right. So right now
Yeah.
I'm just in this limbo where if I hoard money, I get taxed a lot. But if I keep spending it on, on BS, right? Just lower my taxes, it hurts me too. So yeah.
You can also look into, and again, this could be another topic for another day, but you can look into syndications, which is through real estate.
Mm,
And basically you're investing, big chunks of money, but you're doing it as passive, you're a passive investor. So that it basically just like a silent partner. You're not making decisions, you're not a landlord, but your money's there, right? And it's invested. And you still write it off, so you're not paying taxes
mm.
at that moment, and then you kind of keep doing it on a cycle.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but we can talk more about that
Yeah,
at
because
a
Brad
later time.
said being mindful with your spending, right? But then if you
Yep.
stab someone, you get taxed a lot.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
yep.
So Brandy?
Nothing.
Oh, nothing. Okay.
I was gonna say you can do, put money in your insurance policies and you can just keep funding them and not pay on it too.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Like I don't know where to put money sometimes because I've been doing like courses, conferences, coaching, consulting, buying products. At some point, like what else can you buy? Travel. You know what I mean? But then if you
Yeah,
keep the
so
money for Uncle Sam's gonna take like, a big portion of it, right? 20, 30, 40, 50K in taxes. So
right.
I mean, might as well use it for yourself.
Yeah, there's no need to pay that
Right.
unless you're trying to like invest in something that would require you to show that kind of taxes.
Right. That's why I'm kind of like that's my dilemma like the past 2 years. So in 2024, I kind of just want to be prepared because I already invested like 15K, right, with the ambassador.
Right.
But after that, like, what do I do? Like, do they pay someone else again to like teach me something?
Right. That's part of why I did it is because I had made, whatever money with Amazon and I'm like, I'm not paying taxes. I might as well just invest in something
Right.
instead of having to eat that and just give it away.
Yeah. Exactly. So it's either spend it yourself or give it to the IRS, right?
Right.
So yeah.
I mean, another thing is, I mean, obviously real estate, you invest in real estate and then you can take a loan towards out of that. And then that's a tax-free event, right? But besides that, I guess you can also do it with stocks. And I think Brad mentioned it last night. You invest in stocks and then you basically take a loan based on the stock's value. I think 50% off of that. So ideally, like, the rich do is, just basically take a loan off of their assets and those loans are tax-free, right? So you're living off tax-free debt, but you have assets that are continuously growing, right? So you're not worrying about taxes at that point because you're just living off tax-free money. Um,
Yeah.
but that's things to think about, I guess.
Thanks, bro. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I gotta learn it. That's the next step, right? Just learning how to save money on taxes.
That's a big problem to have, though. I mean, that's a good problem.
Yeah. I mean, having that
I mean,
problem. So
if you think about it, W-2 employees, we kind of deal with that automatically, right? We pay taxes 30%, 20 something percent off our money. But then now when you have control of your actual income, you don't want to pay any taxes. So it's kind of like, okay, what are the holes or loopholes? Where can I put my money to not pay taxes? But as a W-2 employee, you have no choice. You just pay it, right?
yeah. But you guys doing a business though right now with Amazon. I mean, it's a business.
No, no, for sure, yeah. But I'm saying like the majority of Americans, I guess, people that work
People just work jobs.
they know is W-2, right? And all they have to do is pay taxes. They don't know any better. But we don't know any better. But then once you start doing business, now you have the choice or the option is kind of decide or where to deploy your money or what to do with the income so that you pay less taxes.
Yeah. It's crazy, bro. It's a crazy game.
Yeah.
Because America wants your money, so you can't really keep it. You gotta deploy it, which is weird, but okay.
And it's like Brandy said, instead of paying the IRS, sending them a check for 15K, you're sending Ride a 15K check, and you're learning, you're getting something out of it. You're getting some value out of that. So
Right. Yeah. Love it. Alrighty, guys. Any more questions?
I have one question. Do you pay sales tax? I mean, do you file your sales tax? I know Amazon files it for us, but
Sales.
do you have a sales tax for your state, for your business?
Sales tax. That's a good
So you
question.
can be like tax exempt when you buy from certain businesses.
No.
So you don't have one.
No.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
I didn't know if I'm still supposed to file every month and just say 0, since Amazon is like filing what they collect on my behalf.
Yeah, I don't think it's on us. It's on Amazon. Yeah, because they're taking the sales tax, right, from the buyers. It goes to them.
Because Noelle has said something like she still files for her state 0, but then Amazon files whatever they file. But I don't know what state she's in. I know it's probably different for each state. But I didn't know if you had any insight.
No, it's not on us, or at least not for, at least in my state. It might be different in other places, but I talked to my CPA about this like 5 years ago. We don't collect sales tax. We don't.
Right.
So if it's on eBay or Amazon, right, they take the sales tax, and they file with the government. We just gotta file our income tax.
Okay.
Yeah. So whatever we make is gonna be taxed, right, by the state and the feds, right? So
yeah.
All right. I have a question too. And this may be like Brandy, feel free to chime in too, but Lewis, both of you guys, I mean, and anybody else that's made, significant amount of money on Amazon. When Noelle was talking, like she was pretty set on only work, at least from what I heard, only like using products with 30 to 40% profit margins. And like to the point where she was like, my CPA said like using less is like messed me up. And so I'm just curious, like, that kind of made me feel like a little bit of pressure not to set the repricer so low and not to really work with much outside of that realm. And so because it sounded like she just felt like anything she does or her business would be upside down if she was working outside of those margins. So I just want to know, like, from your guys' experience, if you see that as well.
Not really. I mean, at least 20% is good, at least. Yeah, that's the way.
Okay.
I typically I like it to be like 25%, but it doesn't always have to be 25%. Like I haven't found an issue with it going lower. But the only thing is obviously if it requires so much work, like me personally, because I pack it myself, then I'm not gonna do it if the return on it isn't good enough for me to be like, it's worth me to package it up and send it in. But as far as being upside down in the business, I don't think it'll make you upside down as long as the numbers are right, even if it's a small percent. Like Lewis does 3% for his profit. That's not your ROI, right, Lewis? Or you bring your ROI down to 3%?
No, on my repricer. That's that's the floor of it.
Okay, so
but it goes up
3%
and
is for
down
your
though.
ROI.
Yeah, it goes up and down. The floor is 3% though. Yeah. No, but the monthly ROI though, overall is gonna be like 20 to 40%.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that rather than like watching each product individually, you focus more on the monthly ROI, making sure it's keeping it 20 to 40, and then that voice is so cute, and then pans out there. Okay. And your CPA's never like given you like the side eye like Noel's CPA? Okay.
No,
Cool.
not really.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, there's no. It's just her preference, right? Like her test buy is 3, our test buy is 5 to 10. You know what I mean? Like my rebuys are like 20,
Okay.
30. Her rebuys are 10, 20. So it just really depends on your personal strategy. But I think the main thing as a new seller is just to do it first. You know, like learn the game and see your numbers and then come up with your own style. Because
Okay.
if you go on YouTube and listen to different people, they say different things anyway.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. I mean, some people hate prep centers, you know what I mean? Like I can even see myself prepping myself. There's no way. So
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, some people like
Yeah,
wholesale, some people like some people say always bullshit, you know what I mean? Some people say, oh, like wholesale is you know what I mean? So, some people say, oh, RA is not scalable. Some people say, oh, RA is great for margins, right?
I think if you're doing 20,000 in sales or more, you definitely can't prep it yourself and be consistent. Like there's just no way. I
Yeah.
don't think. And just don't worry too much about the numbers. Like, yes, have your parameters, but don't worry about it too much. It's all gonna work out because some stuff you're gonna get way higher ROI. So then it's gonna even it out.
Right. Yeah,
Okay,
remember
thank you.
the jacket earlier? It was giving you a $30 profit, remember?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So those type of sales kind of carry your ROI too.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
good.
So
Thank
Ron?
you.
No, I just wanted to chime in on Emily's question. And I guess, everything is all relative to your numbers, right? Because for Noelle, she could be focusing on maybe 30% or 40% based on $5,000 spend, right? So that might be the ROI required to get her net dollar amount of profit per month, right? But if you're doing 100K in spend, this is just an example. If you're doing 100K in spend, then you might be okay with the 10 or 15, 20%, right? So it all depends on your numbers individually, as far as ROI. Obviously, as long as it's still in the green, it could work out. But also, as Brandy said, depending on how much work and effort you're putting into it, how much are you getting back out of it, right? So I think it's all relative, but I don't think you should let that kind of skew you away from, oh, I need to focus on 30 to 40%. Unless you're following exactly what Noel is doing. But based on whatever you're doing, you just got to see how your numbers work out for you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I've heard a wholesaler, he's like, oh, I'm okay with 50 cents profit per unit, but I'm going volume. Right? So that's like super opposite of what we're trying to do, right? Like 50 cents per unit is his target. I've heard booksellers say, hey, I'm okay with waiting 8 months to sell one book and get 90% ROI. So that's the opposite spectrum, right? Of volume. So I guess just find your style, really. But our method works. I mean, it works. And then like once you learn the basics, I would just come up with your own style. You guys agree? All right.
Yeah, there's no
Yeah.
wrong way to do it. It's just learn skills and start experimenting.
Yeah, Brandon does FBM really well too, by the way. So I mean, she has her own way of doing things, and she's very successful too. So
Yeah.
yeah. Alrighty, guys.
Thanks, guys.
We good for tonight? All right. Nice chatting with you guys, and I'll see you guys next week. Okay.
Hey, Louis,
Huh?
will you add me to that whatever it is? I just requested access to that link you sent me the other day.
Oh, you mean the list?
Louis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
Thank you. All
All right.
right. Bye, guys.